Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad, Fitra, Nanda, Dava, Vandana. I'm the student of International Program for Islamic Economic and Finance, batch 2018. So in this video, I would like to explain to you about the financial crisis 2008, the cause of the crisis in 2008, and the link between financial crisis and Indonesia through that year, and how Indonesia overcome the problem of financial crisis. So the financial crisis was happened in 2008. So it's the worst economic disaster since the Great Depression of 1929. It occurred despite the Federal Reserve and Treasury Department effort to prevent it. So during the recession, the price of the houses rise about 31.8%, and it more than plunged during recession, and then 2 years after the recession ended, the unemployment rate was about 9%, and the people still suffer to find the job in that time. So the key what is going through in financial crisis 2008, the first one, the price of the houses was create an asset bubble in 2006. And then the second one, the bank give a loan to the people who couldn't afford them. And then the last one, the bank give a loan and the loan was bundled with and sold with the bank mortgage securities loan. And how government overcome the problem? So the government overcome the problem. The first one, the government conduct an emergency economic situation in US. And then the second one, the government of the US give a stimulus to the economic. And the last one, the government of United States buy shares of the company on it because they want to save the company from the bankruptcy. So next, the connection between financial crisis and the problem that caused Indonesia in 2008. So one of the problems that occurred in Indonesia in 2008 was the problem of the bank century. So the bank century faced the liquidity problem in that time. What is the liquidity problem? So the liquidity problem when the bank, especially Bank Century, and the customer at that time take the money out from the bank with a large scale of the money, and then the bank suffered to pay for the money because the bank couldn't pay for the money because the bank don't have any money in that time. So the bank suffered a liquidity problem. So in that time, the government of Indonesia gave a bailout to the Bank Century. So the Bank Century could pay for the money for the customers. So that is the one of the several problem in Indonesia during that time in financial crisis 2008. So there are some recommendation from me to Indonesia to face another crisis and another time. So first thing, Indonesia, when Indonesia must look all around the world, the problem that happen in all around the world, because when the problem over the world happen, it can affect the Indonesia too, and the Indonesian government must respond it with wisely and quickly, because when the government couldn't make the policy about that, and the Indonesia will suffer it again. And then the Indonesian government must develop the countries with also with the sustainability program, so it can reduce the opportunity to cause of the crisis. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.